Good morning and welcome back to Awakes Network. Absentee president in a season of coronavirus. Before we go over to give you the details of this news, it is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, or if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly click on the red subscription button down below and don't forget to turn on your notification icon so you'll be informed whenever we make new video upload. Now over to the details of this news. If citizens of the world didn't know that they live in a global village, the COVID-19, otherwise known as the coronavirus, has demonstrated this starkly. Visually, all parts of the world have paused on account of the ravaging pestilence, with very earth-shaking implications for global economy. Even world leaders with war-like inclinations have come to realize, to their shame, that the virus is killing more people than bullets and armory can at war front. In this global shutdown, Nigeria has also wrinkled herself into its consequences. As barrels of crude oil become 10 a penny in the global market, its impact for a Nigeria economy with its monolithic color, a kick and follow economy that is comboed together by shoestrings, become very scary. And when individualizing a people who were used to milling around one another become a solution to the ravaging virus, dictating that the people had to go back into their individual cocoons, Nigerians and egregious Africans are suffering the virus aftermath more than other societies. Our locals of social joy like Owambe parties had to go for the anger of the virus to subside. The euphoria of religion, sustained over time by people gathering together to worship, had to be deflated, and our togetherness had to be prized apart because the virus demands isolation. It has been long since the globe felt a blow as total and consequential as this. The coronavirus statistics are benumbing. As of now, the world is battling with 284,712 cases of those already affected, with worldwide fatalities from the blows of the virus surging past 11,842 as at today. The death toll is said to have surpassed 5,000 in Europe. Italy, Spain, and Germany reporting a steep rise in the number of infected. As at Saturday, according to a Johns Hopkins University in the United States data over 277,000 infections in the world have been recorded, and a number of 88,000 recovery made of victims. It is so bad that Armageddon preachers are harvesting tons of converts into their teaching that the end of the world had indeed come. In Nigeria, figures being banded still look too unrealistic and incomprehensible, taking into consideration who we are and what we are. A statistically inept people. As I write this, Nigeria has had 22 index cases. Right now, no congent case could be said to have been scientifically apprehended. Due to the proximity of the coronavirus to hay fever in their presentations, as well as some other similar ailments, anyone presenting with symptoms similar to the virus is immediately bundled for a quarantine. But anyone who knows the ancient lackadaisical attitude of Nigerian government and people, as well as the porous Nigerian borders, will know that some things just don't add up on the coronavirus pestilence figure in Nigeria. For instance, there are several unmanned Nigeria borders where land migrant occur almost every hour. There is a direct flight from Sudan to Kano and other airports other than Lagos. If you add this to the fact that average Nigerians self-medicate, we jolly well could have figures of the pestilence that are far more than officialized statistics. In the midst of these grim realities, world leaders are giving hope to their constituents. In Africa, leaders like leaders of Ghana, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and even other lesser countries are giving the pet talks that coaches give their footballing side at moment when the balls are not hitting the nets to their people. Not only are those presidents giving succor to the people by articulating what their government have done so far to defeat the deadly disease virus, it is at moments like this that Fraser nuggets come out of their lips. Together we shall overcome. This virus cannot break our will to live. Humanity is stronger than corona, are some of the phrases that citizens of the world have heard from their leaders, which give them hope and a can-do spirit to defeat this deadly epidemic. In Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari is, as they say in the army, a war from his own people. He has always been anyway. Mom is the word from a man who was ostensibly elected by millions of Nigerians to be their burden sharer, except in photo ops, where he is decorated to be in bubbling moods. Nigerians have recorded sparse only interface with their president since he was sworn in. He doesn't speak to them. They have no moment whatsoever with him, except from the omnibus press releases issued from the villa. It is so bad that even journalists who cover the Aso Villa cannot say the last time they heard the Nigerian president speak at functions. This Buhari government hubris is unprecedented in the dialogical history of Nigerian head of state and their people. Even General Sani Abacha, with his suspected deficiency in communication, at a conservative estimate, dialogue with Nigerians more than President Muhammadu Buhari. The situation is so bad that recently a photograph of the president commissioning a project was shared on Twitter. When enlarged and seen at close quarters, it shows that the one-sentence statement Buhari was meant to make, recited offhand by people with fluent cognitive abilities, was gummed to his front. Which gods did Nigerian people offend to arrive at this gory and unimaginable intersection? The pestilence of silence from Buhari is perhaps more catastrophic than the coronavirus. It is so loud that it gives credence to strong permutations, rumors, and indications that sieve in that Buhari is gravely incapacitated, and Nigerians may just be contending with a James Hadley chase make the cops walk effigy. Last month, the polity was jotted when a secret memo dated December 9, 2019 from the National Security Advisor, Babagana Mogonu, was leaked. It indicates that Buhari might have over time been mummified from what happens in the security of Nigeria, and by inference from the governance of Nigeria as a whole. The memo had accused Buhari Chief of Staff Abba Kyari of what it called undue and dangerous interference in matters that bordered on national security. Moguna alleged that Kyari gives directives to service chiefs as if they emanated from the president, warning that Chief of Staff to the president is not a presiding head of security. Neither is he sworn to an oath of defending the country. The need to give hope to the people at these trying times apparently forced the Senate to resolve at plenary last Wednesday that Buhari must address Nigerians on the raging virus, while urging the federal government to shut down all international airports, leaving Lagos and Abuja airports, so that the disease could be adequately monitored. The Buhari government was to adhere to the latter advice only and ignore the former. The call came through a point of order raised by Danjuma Goje, former governor of Gombe State, and was supported by senators Oluremi Tinubu, George Sikibo, Sam Igu, and Emmanuel Boacha. With a suddenness akin only to the spread of the virus at issue, the villa upbraided Nigerians who wonder why their unusual absent president had to extend his vacation at this time of the raging calamity. To senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu asked the Nigerian president to speak words of comfort to the people who allegedly elected him into office at this low time of their life was populist advocacies, cheap and sensational, which he said are unnecessary at this time. Populist advocacy such as the one accusing the president of complacency simply because he has not made a television address by ranking members of our respected parliament are cheap and sensational. These are not the times for populism and cheap politics. We also plead with Nigerians not to see this most peculiar of time as one to be politicized or seen as an opportunity to regurgitate grudges against the government or the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. North, South, East, and West, all Nigeria must unite to fight this plague, irrespective of religion or ideological affiliation, he said. Now, if this is the reasoning of the Nigerian presidency, we have a far greater calamity meandering into our open bodily path than the coronavirus. So it is sensational, it is politics, and it is divisive to have a man who volunteered to preside over Nigeria address his people. It is sensationalism for him to tell Nigerians who are united in their resolve to banish the coronavirus pestilence from their borders that there was no cause for alarm. Of all those members of the Presidential Coordination Committee that is chaired by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, which of them did Nigerians elect? Who can firstly gauge their sorrow and apprehension? More importantly, is it rocket science for a president to address his people? This question begs for answer. This absolute flight of digression apparently born out of the need to show Buhari from a public interface with his feelings, suspected to be associated with a cognition challenge and disorder associated with, have made Buhari and his minders to fester in their self-righteousness. It is getting to the level of absurdity of about Kamosiu in their rationalization and legitimization of the absurdity of Buhari presidency. The villa is unwittingly confronting Nigeria with a Buhari whose rule bears a striking resemblance to the absurd that the Greek myth of Sisyphus tries to connote. Camus, in his philosophy of the absurd, espoused this absurdity too. Sisyphus, so say the myth, pushes the rock up to the mountain top, and immediately he gets to the top, rolls the rock back down the valley. Till the end of life, as the rock keep rolling to and fro, the Buhari border to the top of the mountain and down the valley, hoping this will show the reality of his challenges from the vision of the public. Why is Asoro pushing Nigeria to their limit like this? Is it such an impossible task to tell Nigerians that Buhari suffer from some disability which will make his cognition or the process of talking to Nigerians difficult? And does the villa think Nigerians don't already know about this inefficiency of this President Muhammadu Buhari? Oh, Nigerians have really suffered in the hands of this Buhari administration, who have done nothing but have brought shame, pains, and anger to Nigeria and have cast us in bad light. The Buhari government, the watchdog, I believe, they will soon come out for attack to defend themselves on what they have done. But it's a shame and disgrace that up to now, the president cannot and have not addressed Nigeria on this coronavirus to give them hope and direction on what the administration is doing to curb this coronavirus disease. All we hear is shutting down of schools, shutting down of everything. Well, we don't know the way forward. We don't know the direction. Nigeria is just like a ship without a leader. And that is what we are right now. And we hope and believe that they will come and do the needful at the right time. Thank you. And don't inform. You can also share your thought and your opinion with us about this matter. And as we range on, we're going to give you the best. Keep keeping informed with our Wakes Network.